I don't know if he's trying to be romantic right now or just hang out, but it's kind of awkward.
Not even hug.
Oh.
Come on, no hug, nothing. I don't even like her, I love her. I do.
Oh,
I do. And I'll do anything. I'm ready to bring her to Africa tomorrow if she's ready. But I think I'm more man than you.
more man.
Yeah, I look more man than you.
Thank I'm sitting down. Holy
Are you tired?
No, you said the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Colt and Usman are fighting for Cortney's heart, but the question is, how much of this is real and how much is all about competition? Because someone's pride is about to get hurt. Now, we join them in this episode at the club with Usman and Cortney's relationship seemingly intensifying.
I heard that I was your number 1, 2, and 3.
Babe, you are my everything. The only reason that will make me to go away from you if you say, Usman, I don't want you, then I'll go.
Look, don't get me wrong, Cortney is definitely fishing for a compliment here, right? She's definitely seeking reassurance in a fun, playful way, but at the same time, Usman really does talk a good game, doesn't he? Like, this is a far cry from the Usman of only a couple of days ago that pretended he didn't remember Cortney and made it clear that he doesn't think they're here for each other. He doesn't think that they're right for each other. So what's changed? I mean, could it be perhaps that this is all an act because no one else has shown even the slightest bit of interest in him? Perhaps he realises that his hand has been forced. Holding on to something with Cortney is better than having nothing with anyone else. I mean, how else is this self-proclaimed international superstar going to get back on the show for, what, a second, third, fourth time? But the problem is, Usman's charms seem to work better with older ladies than they do with Cortney. I mean, she can't shake the niggling doubt in the back of her mind that something isn't quite right here.
With my history, I need to be extra careful with who I choose. There's another little voice in my head like, Cortney, stop being a dumbass. He's probably playing you.
Yeah, that little voice that she's hearing might be all of us screaming at the TV telling her to stop being so stupid. He is playing you. You can't take anything he says seriously, as we're about to see in a second, and if you fall for it, you are a dumbass. Now, on that topic, speaking of not taking this guy seriously, on the drive back to the resort, Usman and Tiffany are sat at the back of the bus talking about Cortney. Usman is a bit annoyed, he's slightly shocked because although he's made his intentions very clear to Cortney, she left the club with Colt and Usman can't quite believe it.
For your Cortney to leave somebody like me, good-looking guy who has talent, sing, has so many achievements, and go for somebody who has pot belly like a woman who is about to give birth.
Usman and his giant ego is really struggling to get his head around this. Surely not, he says. Surely she's not going to choose Colt over me. If she does, he says, well, that will tell me all I need to know about her. I'm not going to waste my love on someone who doesn't deserve it, he says. And as he says that, you can't see my face, but believe me, my eyes are rolling into the back of my head right now. Usman might think that he's the clear choice, the only choice, the clear winner, but Cortney is still weighing up her options.
I have higher expectations for Usman because we have a history, but honestly, I feel more of a connection when I talk to Colt.
Cortney says that she does want to explore whatever it was that she and Usman had when they went on vacation together in Turkey. But knowing him, knowing what he's like, she doesn't trust him. She doesn't believe what he says to her. Don't forget, this history that they speak of doesn't involve them sleeping together, they say. And Cortney also told us that after they returned home to their respective countries, Usman ghosted her. Like, it's no wonder she finds it a little tough to believe anything he says. Now, on the other hand, she tells us she does have a connection with Colt. She finds him sweet. She even finds him attractive. Sure, he might be nerdy, she says, but I quite like that. And as a result, given the confusion going on in her mind, Cortney is in no rush to commit to either Colt or Usman. She wants to take her time.
I came here to find love, so it's nice to know now I have some options.
Besides, neither of these guys has actually even asked her on a date yet. She has options, but she also wants to take the time to get to know them both a bit better. They need to show her, they need to prove to her that they are really interested. So what are Usman's intentions? Well, get this, try not to laugh. As he's being quizzed by Tiffany, Usman says this.
I don't even like her, I love her. I do.
Oh,
I do. And I'll do anything. I'm ready to bring her to Africa tomorrow if she's ready.
Oh, give me a break. That is absolute crap. Does anyone believe that? You really trying to tell me that in the space of a couple of days he's gone from ignoring her, ghosting her and pretending he doesn't even know her, to now without so much as a date with her, claiming that he loves her and he wants to take her back to Nigeria with him? Sorry, I don't believe it. But what I do believe, what I firmly believe, is that Usman is in a competition and his pride won't let him lose. Now that someone else is interested in Cortney, suddenly he wants to lock her down. That isn't love. That is Usman scared at the thought of losing to Colt. And it's pretty clear that Tiffany isn't buying the crap that Usman is trying to sell.
but like, okay, cool. Ask her on a date, maybe. Like, you got steps. You gotta ask her on a date first before you can marry her.
Yeah, Usman really does live in La La Land, but this whole situation is about to get even crazier. You see, back at the resort after getting off their buses, Usman sees Cortney standing alone and he decides that this is the moment that he's been waiting for. He offers to walk her back to her room and then he shoots his shot. When Cortney invites him into her room, Usman makes himself very comfortable by plopping on the bed. And this, the fact that he's seemingly making his move, is making Cortney happy. She's weirdly optimistic about this.
I just try to keep my guard up until I feel I can trust somebody to take my guard down. But now I feel hopeful.
Cortney's hopeful that they can connect on a deeper level, get to know each other better, hang out, talk, and then, and only then, maybe there might be some intimacy. Now, Usman, seizing on his opportunity, asks Cortney if she'd be comfortable with him sleeping in her room tonight. And while she seems a little unsure, she does agree. So, taking his smelly shoes off, like he literally asks her, do they smell? Usman climbs into her bed, but he doesn't realise what he's just done has really given her the ick. It's not just the smelly feet, right? It's the fact that he's just climbed into her bed, still wearing the same clothes he was wearing at the bar. That's nasty, says Cortney privately to the camera crew. But get this, things then continue to get even weirder.
I don't know if he's trying to be romantic right now or just hang out, but it's kind of awkward.
Not even hug.
Oh.
Come on, no hug, nothing.
I don't think Usman really has any intentions of chatting the night away. He wants to get close. He wants to hold her and see what pops up, if you get my drift. But the problem is, Cortney isn't feeling it. It's funny, isn't it, how the tables have turned. It wasn't all that long ago that it was Usman trying to slow things down in the bedroom.
No, wait. We have to get demarcation. I'm serious. Like something in between us. A wall.
Oh, you need a wall?
Yeah, because I don't want that.
Damn.
There's a lot of parallels there, isn't there? But can you imagine just how badly Usman's pride would have been hurt if Cortney had started building a wall of pillows? I mean, it's bad enough. His pride has already taken a hit that Cortney doesn't want to cuddle with him. But sensing this, realising that she is very uneasy, Usman again asks her, are you really sure that you're okay with me spending the night here tonight? To which Cortney's response makes it clear, actually, no, she's not sure.
You don't have your toothbrush and your...
Okay, let me go to my room then. Yeah, let me go to my room. I think that would be better. You don't have to say it directly. You say it indirectly and I understand, and I'm fine with that.
And while Usman says that he's okay with leaving, I don't get that impression. He seems pretty ticked off to me. Now, he tells the camera crew that although he's willing to be patient and careful, he's willing to play the long game, he is also confused by Cortney's mixed signals. She doesn't seem to know what she wants, says Usman, so it's difficult for me to follow her directions. But is that really the case? Like, from where I'm standing, Cortney does seem to be pretty clear.
You haven't asked me on a date, but you're wanting to like sleep in my bed. Are you kidding me? Cool, you're telling people you like me, but it's like he's all talk. Like he's always saying stuff.
Can someone just please ask her out on a date already? It isn't really asking too much, is it? Surely. Here we have Usman, right? A guy who says he's willing to fight for her, a guy who claims he loves her, but he can't even take her out for a drink. And when we join him the next day, it seems like Usman has changed tactics. You see, seeing as he can't figure out what Cortney wants, he decides to go in a different direction. As Cortney and Jennifer hang out at the pool, and by the way, if you missed my video about all the Jennifer drama from yesterday, I'll include a link to that at the end of this video. Believe me, that was crazy. But while the pair of them gossip away about all of last night's shenanigans in the pool, Usman and Colt head off to the nearby beach.
Beautiful view.
I love it.
Yeah.
What about the view over there, though? Look who's over there.
Yeah.
So what is this exactly? Is this the start of an unlikely bromance? Or is it more likely the old keep your friends close but your enemies closer adage? Well, with very little small talk exchanged, Usman embarks on a plan to test the water. You see, he wants to find out exactly where Colt's head is at.
So what do you think about Jenny?
I don't know Jen that well, but I like Latinas, so I actually think she's very attractive.
Okay. If there's chance, can you go for her?
No.
Again, take everything that Usman says with a large pinch of salt. Not to be funny, but the way that he was talking about Colt only last night, his true feelings about Colt, hardly imply that he really thinks Colt has a chance with Jennifer. And his strategy here is an interesting one, it's a funny one. He seems to want to gas Colt up, remember Colt being a guy with low self-confidence in the first place, and try and make it seem like Colt somehow has a shot with Jennifer, as if she's not problematic enough. She's beautiful, says Colt, there's no doubting that, but she jumps from guy to guy. But Usman responds to that by saying, that's the beauty of it, Colt. The fact that she jumps from guy to guy means that you have a shot. Now, Colt isn't buying this, and eventually he bites the bullet and tells Usman, I don't want Jen because I like Cortney. And to that, with that news, Usman's mood suddenly changes.
You know, that's my girl, right?
She didn't say that.
She didn't say that because we're just 2-3 days here.
You guys have a promise ring?
No. I like her.
Yeah.
Wait, Usman, you need to get your story straight, mate. Do you like her or do you love her? I'd do anything for Cortney. I'd do anything to win her heart, he says, except, I guess, taking her out on a date. Now, Usman goes on to give Colt a warning, a very clear warning, that he tries to disguise as friendly bro advice.
I don't think you should compare with me because you lose. It's a slap for me to compare with Colt. No any sensible, smart lady will look at me and look at Colt and pick him over me. Knowledge-wise, smart-wise.
Yeah, Usman really is his own biggest fan, isn't he? He's here acting as if he's doing Colt a favour by warning him off, as if he doesn't want Colt to get hurt. But, again, privately, his true feelings are very different. He can't believe this. He's offended almost that Colt is going after the same girl as him. Like, just do yourself a favour, Colt. Drop out of this competition now, bro, is his attitude here. And with that super confident, cocky attitude, also comes this.
But I think I'm more man than you.
More man.
Yeah, I look more man than you.
Thank I'm sitting down. Holy.
Are you tired?
No, you said the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
And like that, the pretense has now been dropped. Any illusion or facade that this is being done in a friendly manner has just been dropped. There's no male camaraderie here. This is just plain old insult, and Colt isn't gonna stand for it. He's not gonna stand for Usman insulting him, trying to bully him out of what he wants, and he's also not gonna stand for Usman acting like he owns Cortney. Like, who is he to dictate what Cortney does or doesn't want? He can't speak on her behalf. And I've got to say, I love the fact that Colt gives as good as he gets and then some.
You know what a man really thinks about another man? Nothing. If you have to tell me you're a man or you're more of a man, you're nothing.
You tell him, Colt. It's funny, isn't it? These people haven't even been there for a week yet, and already tensions are high and egos are clashing. So will Cortney end up with either of these two? Will it all just come falling apart? In fact, will either of them ever ask her on a date? I don't know. But one thing I do know for sure is this is getting interesting. I really do hope that Colt can give Usman the reality check that he needs.